Over the last 2 years, I have learned a ton about 3D printing and miniatures and the different war games out there, but mostly I have learned about painting because it's the part of this hobby that I love the most. And I thought, if I had started over today, what would be the things that I would want to know? And there's a ton of stuff out there, and there's probably way more than I'm going to list, but I came up with a list of 5 things that I thought, if I was going to start again today, these are the 5 most important things that I would want to know. So let's talk about them. Now, painting in general is one of those things that everyone's going to start out at a different level, but I think that all of these things will kind of apply, and you don't have to be good at them. You start at the level that you're at, and you just keep using them, and the more you do them, you will get better at them to the point where it makes the difference that you want it to make. But first off, probably one of the most important things that I didn't know until, 6 months in, and that's edge highlights. Edge highlights are just like what they sound like. It's simply putting a highlight on the edge of a backpack, or in this case a boot, or something. There's always going to be those raised edges on the models that you're going to be painting. And so once you have that core color down, which in this case is this dark, blood red on the boot, you pick a lighter color, and it doesn't have to be, bright red. It could be pink. It could be a brighter blood red. It can be any of those colors. Just find one that you like, and then get some on your brush, load it up, and just using the side of your brush, go up and down. It's super easy, and it looks great. Number 2 on this list is going to be textures. Okay? Everywhere you go, there's textures. Clothing has textures. It has a weave to the fabric. Leather has scratches and things like that on it. And you don't have to do a lot to kind of show them off. With this cape, you can see the light. As I hold it underneath the light, you can see the areas that are going to be lighter. And simply, all you got to do is put little lines of a lighter color on those raised points, and it will help bring the fabric to life. It'll help make the fabric look real, while at the same time showing off some highlights and shadowing. And I think it just looks awesome. Now, the next one I want to talk about is the power of 3. And what I mean by that is, any time that you're painting something, you should be using 3 distinct colors. And what I mean by that is, you have your core color, you have your highlight, and your low light. Right now, I'm doing the highlight on all of the raised surfaces of this tabard, or whatever it's called, right? And bringing those out. The deep areas, you can do darker in there, and then all of a sudden, this fabric that, sure, it's still one color, looks like it's more. And with the 3 colors thing, you can apply it to faces as well. Start with a dark red, move up to a lighter pink, and then finish with just highlights on the face, and it will make the face look so much better. And just to kind of put something in here really fast in between this painting, I am painting Warmachine. This is a part of a Warmachine army, and this unit is specifically from a 3-man group called the Black 13th. And they're amazing. I mean, Warmachine is a world of steampunk and magic and soul stealing and machines that run on the power of souls or on other alchemy and magic and things like that. It's just a really cool world. And the Black 13th, among those, are these just like super elite magic pistol wielding soldiers that are spies, that are just amazing, cool characters. And maybe I shouldn't put in all this time and work into this 3-man group because they're just units in an army. They're not commanders, they're not solos or anything like that. But I feel like they were so cool when I was reading about them that I was like, yeah, I got to do a little bit better on these. Got to make them look a little bit better. And so that's why I'm putting in the work that I did. And why, honestly, I like these units just a little bit more. And I'm super happy with how they have come out. Just by using these 3 things that I've already mentioned, and a couple more that we're going to get into now. So after going back and touching up the face a little bit and getting it to the color that I want, I'm starting on the eyes. Any miniature you paint is going to have, well, not any miniature, but most miniatures you paint are going to have eyes. And it's important to know how to paint them. And honestly, this is the tried and true method that I feel like works for me. And I start with by making the eyes darker than the rest of the skin. That way, when I add the white, the pupils to them, it's almost like there's an outline around the eye that just kind of draws your attention and makes the eye pop out a little more. And if you draw on the nose, it doesn't matter. You can just touch it up with that skin paint a little later. Then, once that's done and you have your eye established, get the color that you want to use. You can even just use black because eyes are so small, it's not going to matter. But for this, I wanted to use the green, and I'm letting you see all the stuff that I screw up on because it happens. You know, my fingers and hands were shaking like crazy when I was doing this. But basically, all you have to do is put either just a little point in the middle, or you can even just do a straight line down, and it still looks good. Eyes don't have to be impossible. They're hard, but they don't have to be impossible. Then, the last thing, and it's something that I just learned how to do, and that is glass lenses or gems or whatever it is. They're all over everything. So you see them all the time. In this, they're on these goggles that she's wearing around her neck. And they're super simple to do. All you do is get a nice base color for the goggles, blue, red, whatever the color you want. Do a darker color, and make the whole thing that color. Then, using the same color, just add a little white to it or off-white to it, and put a small portion of it in the bottom corner, whichever side you can decide, and then a single white dot opposite of that, and it gives this appearance. And that's it. Those are the 5 things that I wish I knew and probably understood better when I first started painting. Sure, you can talk about non-metallic metal, you can talk about dry brushing. They're all cool skills that will help you. But if you're just going to sit down and all you have is paint and a paintbrush, these are the things that I think are the most helpful to people getting into painting. Yes, there are washes and there's all those other things, but what beginner starts out with a full set of washes, or, oil wash or things like that. So, what did I miss? What do you think I'm missing here? Is there anything that you would add to my list that's super critical for people to have to start out with? I feel like most of the skills that like really good painters get into later on are things that you kind of have to have these 5 things just under your belt already in order to start trying those. But I would love to hear what you think, and if you don't think I missed anything, just tell me how great I am. But honestly, I'm sure there's other things out there, but for me, these are the 5 things that I would want to have someone to tell me in the very beginning and just show me how to do it really quick. So that's what I hope that this is for you. Because here at Pulsegate Games, we are all about making your tabletop gaming experience the best it can be. So if you like that, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell if you want to be notified of future videos that are coming out. Like I said, this is a part of my Warmachine army, and my Warmachine army is almost done. I've only got a few infantry guys left to paint up, and then I will actually have a table-ready army for Warmachine that I would love to show off. And I'll try to incorporate a little more lore into these videos when I talk about Warmachine, because I feel like the lore is super important, and there's some really good stuff in this game. So, stick around. And as always, don't spend so much time building your world that you forget to spend some time in it. Till next time.